Good morning and happy Blessed Friday. I wanted to talk about a little background of why I gravitated towards writing initially my Friday emails. I had gotten to graduate school, in school in general, and it took me away from being able to stay connected to my family and friends who are very important to me. And so I just started to write. And in my writing process, I would share with them thoughts or feelings that I was having as I was going through my educational process, and share with them things I learned or discovered. And so, for the sake of my now videos that are my Friday videos, um, the field of mental health was something that I gravitated towards at a very young age. And the healing process is very exposing in that it takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to write, let alone make a video and share with people your life experiences. And so, as I thought about the process of being vulnerable, it also reminded me that I was also being vulnerable about sharing bits and pieces of my life with some people I know, some people I don't. That it's vulnerable, but it's also somewhat invasive about my family. And here's what I learned about my healing process. Although I experienced things and internalized them and had to figure out ways to shift how I was in relationship with other people because it wasn't working or it wasn't the most healthiest way of being in relationship with them, um, that as a parent now, I understand and think about my parents in a different way. Um, my father's no longer here. He passed away from cancer in 2004, and we are still very blessed to have our mother here. And although my parents, um, they did the best that they could raising myself and my siblings, um, it was helpful for me in my healing process to go back to understand who my father was and who his father was, and if I could get more information about who my grandfather's father was, who my mom was and who her mom was, and to get information about who her mom was, helped me to understand how generationally things are passed down. And when I say that they did the best that they could with what they had, I genuinely mean that. As I expose and clarify and move through my healing process, I'm very clear that I love my parents. I loved my father, God rest his soul, and I absolutely love my mother. Um, and in order for us to be able to truly step into the meaning of healing, it is to be able to look at certain dynamics, look at certain experiences, see how you've internalized them, how they've manifested themselves in you, how they play themselves out in your relationship or relationships, and to work through them. And so, as I have had so many opportunities to explore and to look at and to understand, I've also had plenty of opportunity to heal. And in my healing process, I've kind of ebbed and flowed, being connected with my family and disconnected, because in order for me to really like move through it, sometimes I needed space to do so. Um and I'm clear that in this lifetime, I have limited time with the people who I love and care about. And the purpose of my healing process and my explorative process is to heal, and heal in order to stay connected. I don't know how long I have. I don't know how long the people who I love have. And so, while it's been rough, I feel like I've gotten through the other side. And so, if you are in a space in your life where you feel like there are relational patterns, family dynamics, relational dynamics that are playing out that you don't feel like are healthy or productive, and like I chose that I wanted to change the course of the path, and be different in my son's life, then I encourage you to get the support that you need. I encourage you to do your own healing. I encourage you to seek out your own resources, if it's a therapist, if it's a counselor, if it's a psychologist, whatever it is you need in order to heal. And healing with the idea or with the intent of, if possible, staying connected and mending the relationships that you have with the people who are part of your foundation. Think about that. Who's in your life, and do you want to continue in the ways that you do? And if not, how can you continue to be and do better in your relationships? I love you. Thank you for listening. Happy Blessed Friday.